So for before, we had order of operations course. Um, so in the original lesson plan, the set question was that you're buying a gift for your friend and it costs so much money. When I did the lesson in class, you guys, I had already changed that a little bit, like changed that so you guys didn't actually see the original set question. But, and then it was also, we handed out the laws after the set question. And the students, we gave them to you guys, and you just read them yourself. Okay.
So then for after, we made our set more explicit. So our example was like a parking ticket, and it's more relevant to the theme of the court. And then, oh yeah, we did hand out the laws of the court to students as they come into class. And have students read out the laws, and we decided that they could describe them in their own words instead of just reading them verbatim.
Yeah, we thought that if we were able to give out the laws when you came in instead, it not only saves a little bit of time, but then you could go through them in your own mind. And then instead of just reading them yourself, if we as a teacher got you to read them out loud and then say it in your own words, we can check for understanding as well, and it also helps you understand what they mean. We had issues with PowerPoint yesterday. Okay, so our main activity, if you remember, we split the class into two groups, and each group was to send a representative to the front, so you came up to the table. We had a problem displayed on the smartboard, and you could solve the problem either in your head or on paper, and then just say it out loud, and the first person to answer correctly won a letter from BEDMAS, so like a B-E-D-M-A-S, for their team. Okay. And then the activity questions we had used, part of the lesson was it's going to be adapted dimensions, so if students needed extra help, we could give them a copy of those questions to work on.
So then for our lesson after, we changed our activity a bit. We decided to divide the class into rows. Usually a class is set up as rows. And we're going to display the questions on the smartboard. And then each row sends up a representative to like each chalkboard, say, and they'll just work out the problem instead of doing it either in their head, so we can check for the understanding. And then whoever gets the first question right wins a letter, so that stays the same. And then also we'll give the students a list of the questions at the end of class, and we'll use them either for future assignments or a worksheet or test.
Mm-hmm. And part of the advantage of having the students come up and do them on the board was by having more groups, we can get more students involved at once, and having them do it on the board, we can see everybody what they're doing. When they were just doing it on paper in their heads, we couldn't see where they were making their mistakes or where they got stuck. But when they're doing it on the board, we can see the exact spots that are causing problems. Okay. And so before, part of the reward for winning was the group that earned all the letters and was able to spell BEDMAS would say to the class what the BEDMAS stands for, and they would get to leave early. And our extension activity was we were going to send home a negative exponent question to extend to tomorrow's lesson.
So then after, the winning group has to explain what BEDMAS is and what it's used for and its purpose, and they can't leave early. We decided that that wouldn't be fair and cause chaos. So, and then our extension was to send home a skill testing question. So we would collect like a skill testing question from Safeway or Sobeys or whatever, and hand out like a different one to each student so that they could practice and see the real life relevance of BEDMAS.